I began riding horses when I was 10 years old. I was instantly all in on this magnificent sport and madly in love with horses. By the age of 12, I had my first horse, and I have never let go since. The truth is that while my passion for horses has never changed, my life circumstances certainly have. I went from actively competing in jumper shows as a teen, off to college where I was pursuing a degree in equine science, eventually graduating and starting my life as an adult. That meant adulting things like learning how to pay the bills, managing a job in competitive sales, starting a family, and even starting my own business. In addition to the normal life responsibilities, I decided to add to our herd. And that meant buying, raising, and training a yearling, which is simply the term we use to refer to a horse in its first year of life. Now, this girl was beautiful with a capital B. Cherry was fiery red with flashy white legs and a sassy soul to match. She grew quickly to be very, very tall and very, very opinionated. But I was in love with her, quirks and all. Along the way, I had many moments of frustration, humiliation, failure, falling, and tears as I was going through her training. But never in life have I learned more life lessons than those years of training Cherry. You see, horses are interesting creatures. They're herd animals by nature, meaning they live in packs, much like we do as humans. But they are also animals of prey with very few natural defense mechanisms. This means that their survival depends on staying aware of their surroundings and silently communicating with their herd. The acclaimed horse trainer and horse whisperer Monty Roberts teaches us that horses speak through body language, breathing patterns, and non-verbal communication. When horses are out in the wild, they are looking for a leader. They are wired to want to find a leader. And so when they're with us, they're constantly assessing us to see if we can be trusted in that sacred role. The truth is that when you go to work with a horse, they mirror back to you every single thing that you are unconsciously projecting into the world. And trust me, this is not always a mirror that I want to look directly into. The truth is, if you show up and you have fear, anxiety, stress, chaotic thoughts, or scattered focus, the horse is going to sense it, and they end up pulling away from you or bracing against you. And trust me, that is not an ideal situation or very productive for a training session. Conversely, if you show up focused, relaxed, curious, and confidently approachable, the horse is intrigued and they want to move with you. Cherry taught me these lessons time and time again. You see, when I was training Cherry, she was actually training me to be more self-aware and to find that link between my thoughts, my intentions, and my actions. She proved to me that when I got it right, she would work with me and not against me. And that's so much better than working in opposition to 1,200 pounds. Throughout the years, as I was training Cherry, I began to recognize that I was carrying stress, tension, and scattered thoughts in my daily life. I began to recognize that I felt as if I was being pulled thin because I was trying to be all things to all people. When we take the time to watch a horse naturally in the field where they are unbridled, they play, sleep, eat, and socialize with no sense of pressure. When they are in that space, they are free to move authentically and be themselves. Yes, the stressors will come and they will go, but they remain grounded in comfortability with their life. Now, when we take that further in our lives, we have the chance to learn from horses how to live with unbridled joy. With a few easy steps, you too can find that unbridled joy. It starts with knowing that you are free to be authentically yourself, because that is the space where true joy is built. When we know what drives us and what fulfills us, we are able to build unbridled joy. Second, when we take a moment to learn to connect with ourselves on a deeper level, we're moving closer to unbridled joy. That means being aware of how we show up and how we want to live, so that our intentions and our actions become more aligned. And third, we allow ourselves to start connecting to the things that matter the most to us in life. We start to let go of some of the little extras so that we can double down on the things that matter the most to us and our family. And that's how we begin to build unbridled joy. Now, these little changes, they're small, but they're mighty. Here's some examples that might resonate with you if you're thinking about how to make some small changes. You can start by not saying yes to every single PTA project or scaling back the elaborateness of the things you do for various clubs and organizations. You might decide that you're going to start valuing your time, and instead of saying yes to everything, be intentional about where you show up. You may decide to stop chasing someone else's definition of fitness and instead do the things that work for your body and feel good to you. You may decide to prioritize your family's experiences instead of simply checking the box. And you do that by investing in the things that feel authentically great. You may begin to double down on the basics, meaning you get a full night of sleep every night without exception, unless, of course, you have a newborn at home. Or you may choose to reinvest and reconnect with a passion of yours. Personally, I have reconnected with nature on a daily basis by building a garden and raising some chickens along the way. And over time, these small choices and these tiny changes will continue to add up and continue to connect as you build more and more unbridled joy. Along the way, when you are grounded in self-awareness, you will begin to find that maybe you can start to believe in yourself and your dreams instead of waiting for others to do so first. You may find that you're able to loosen your grip on needing to do all the things and instead invite yourself to have clarity on how you want to live. You may decide to make space for the things that truly light you up and matter to you. Or you may go ahead and decide to double down and commit to the things that you want to do for your family and for yourself, even if they are totally different than the path that everyone else is on. And so today I want to encourage you. If you are tired of hearing no, not now, not you, I want you to ask yourself a question. I want you to ask if this is self-imposed or if this is an externally driven voice. And then I want you to give yourself permission to say, now is my time, by leaning into the life that you really want to live. Take those baby steps every single day as you get closer to that life, and you make those choices with a lens of consciousness. I have learned that in life, we can choose to own our journey versus merely being captive in our life. You have permission to get off of the hamster wheel. Keep making those choices through the lens of clarity. It will not be perfect. At times, it will be messy. And times, it will even be hard. But it will be fulfilling because you are making every choice through the lens of clarity, and that is how you cultivate unbridled joy.